Hello and welcome to the class. Today we will deal with lesson number 5 from the book Hornbill. The name of the lesson is The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement Role. The lesson is written by Nani palkhivala. So what do you mean by the word ailing? Ailing means something which is not in a good health or weak. So this is basically an article about green movement and its role. So what does green movement mean? It means that all countries decided that whatever work they are doing, they will do everything which is environment friendly. The first party was made as the Green Party that was formed in New Zealand in 1972. We have always seen the environment with the only view that it has offered resources and we have to use it. But if you go to Kerala, they don't let you cut their forest because they give it a holistic view. They are our gods. They call it they are our gods, and if we harm them, something unfavorable will happen, something bad will happen to them. So that's why deforestation is not happening. Trees are being saved there, which is good for our environment. When people gradually got to know about the condition of the environment, how we are harming our environment, so they changed their view from mechanistic view to holistic view. So what do you mean by mechanistic view? So mechanistic view is the thinking that things that the living things as if they were machines. So there was a shift in the perception of the people from the mechanistic view to holistic view. So the green movement role was one of the most important role which attracted the imagination of the entire human race. There were some examples which were happening since many centuries. So in the 16th century, Copernicus stated that the Earth and the planets revolved around the sun. The Earth and the other planets revolved around the sun. They revolves around the sun. Before that, it was that sun revolves around the other planets, all the planets. So the people understood and had a different shift in their perspectives. For the first time, there is a growing worldwide realization that the earth itself is a living organism. So the first time there was a change in their perspective. There was a growing worldwide realization that the human race have realized that their moral obligation to protect and preserve the needs of the planet. We are doing wrong to the earth, harming it, but cutting down forest and a lot of deforestation is happening. And now we have understood that earth is a living organism. So there was a big realization, a worldwide realization that the earth itself is a living organism and we people are harming it. We need to preserve it and we need to save our planet. So we have to save and equally protect. We did not have to harm our planet. Now the concept of sustainable development. So what do you mean by sustainable development? So the word sustainable means a development that can be continued for a long time. The development that meets the needs of the people without compromising the ability of future generation. So we need to save our planet for our future generation, for our coming generations. The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. It means that we should pursue development for our present needs, but we should be careful about the needs of the future generations. So we need to protect and preserve our environment for the coming generations. Natural resources should be present for our coming generations too. Deplete the natural resources less and use natural resources as much as required. So we need to use our natural resources as much as it is required. We should not overuse the natural resources. We need to save it for our future generations. So like this, it will meet the criteria of sustainable development. So basically the entire paragraph, the concept of sustainable development talks about that we need to safeguard our, we need to protect our environment for our coming generation, and we need to save some natural resources for our future generation, and we need to use it as we require, not we should use it as our wants. So man has considered the most dangerous being on the planet. So there is a zoo at Lusaka, Zambia. There is a cage where the notice says that the world's most dangerous animal. So inside the cage, if you go, there is no animal, but a mirror in which we see our reflection. So the notice signifies that the man is responsible for the depletion of resources and deterioration of the environment on Earth. With the continuous and sustainable efforts of a number of agencies in the different countries, human beings are realizing that they should not dominate Earth but respect it as a partner. So you understand the thing that we need to save our planet Earth. There are about 1.4 million living species on Earth that have been listed. Biologists think that there are about 3 million to 100 million of other species which are still unknown. The Brand Commission was one of the first international commissions which dealt with the question of ecology and environment. So there is a commission named Brand Commission. It is one of the first international commissions which deals with the question of ecology and environment. An Indian Mr. L.K. Jha was a member of the Brand Commission. Report raised the question that whether we want to leave behind a scorched and a sick environment for coming generations. So here again the concept of sustainable development is being raised, that we need to save our planet, our environment for our coming generations. So the question was being raised by the Brand Commission, and there was a member in the commission named L.K. Jha. He raised the question that whether we want to leave behind a scorched and a sick environment for our coming generations. Question mark. So Lester K. Brown's book, The Global Economic Prospect, identifies the principal biological systems of the earth as fisheries, forest, grassland, and croplands. They provide food supply and raw material for our survival. So according to the World Bank, we need to increase the rate of the forest planting by 5 times to cope with the expected fuel wood demand. So we need to raise our natural resources. Overfishing is very common because of protein hungry world. So in lot of countries, their overfishing is done because those countries are protein hungry world. In poor countries, local forests are being destroyed to obtain fuel for cooking. As you know, many places in India, though Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall try to protect and improve the environment. So the Article 48A suggests that we need to improve our environment and equally we need to protect it. And to safeguard forest and wildlife of the country, growing population is one of the strongest factors changing the future of human society. So we can consider that the growing population is the one of the most strongest factors changing the future of human society. As income rise and education spreads, the rate of the population increase will decrease. This will improve health as well. Thus, the development is the best way to check population. So here in the lesson, it says that, and if we see overall, we can conclude that the development is the best way to check population. The author claims that industry must join the cause and work towards becoming eco-friendly, just as DuPont under the leadership of Edgar S. Volland. So, the author claims that the industry must join the cause and work towards becoming eco-friendly. The population of India is more than the entire population of South America and Africa. The only solution to this problem is the voluntary family planning. Population and poverty are directly proportional to each other. Thus, control of population should be our topmost priority. So, the population and poverty are directly proportional to each other. So, thus, we need to control the population, and it should be our topmost priority. So there was a guy named called Margaret Thatcher also expressed her concern, saying that no generation has free hold on this earth. We live a life, we live a life like tenants who have a full repairing rental control. Mr. Lester, who said that we have not inherited this earth from our forefathers, so we have borrowed it from our children, nor we have borrowed it out from children. So basically, they both want to say that we have not inherited the environment from our forefathers, nor we have borrowed it from our children. So we have no right to destroy the planet, and we need to protect it, preserve it for our upcoming generations. Thank you.